If you just now tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. GMS Family Green Room. Let's talk about it. GMS Family Green Room. What's going on, everybody? How y'all feeling? Hold on 1 second. Make sure I get this going the right way. Let's see. We good? We good? Hey, are we good? Can you see me? Lord Jesus. Hey, man. Say, man. Listen, I don't know if it's the heat. I don't know what's going on, but for some reason, my desktop, my computer has been giving me the worst issues of mankind. I don't know what the issue is. I don't know what the problem is, but if you can hear me, let me know. If you can see me clearly, let me know. If I gotta switch this up, I will turn this live off and go back live again in like a couple minutes. But I don't want to deal with the technical difficulties of today. I truly don't. I don't have the patience. I do not have the time. So if this is glitching, if it's sounding crazy, if it's pausing or anything like that, buffering, let me know. We would chop this out, and I will switch computers. All right. I got my laptop right here, my handy dandy iMac. Never lets me down. Oh, you said I'm good? JJ Havant, what's going on? Joe BLASTS, Justin Furlow, what's going on? I don't even want to. I'm not even going to play background music because I don't want to add anything to this and make it any worse. Let's see. Shout out Justin Furlow for the 5 in the Cash App. I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you already showing love today, man. If y'all want to contribute to the GMS show in a big way, you can hit the like button, hit subscribe. You can do all that great stuff. Hit the Cash App. It's all that good supportive stuff. I need to see real quick if my shit is right. Because if it's skipping, man, I'm gonna be mad. I don't want to be mad. Let's see. All right. Well, I guess it's just glitching on my screen. It looks all digitized and weird over here. But as long as it's not for y'all, then I'm all right. Now, We do have to talk about a few things. We're definitely going to get to the Diddy conversation. I see what JJ said. He said he was found guilty, how he beat the feds. He was found guilty of 2 out of 5, and the 5 or the 3 that he wasn't found guilty of were the more major charges that would have probably put him away for life. So I, in my opinion, think that that's beating the feds. If you're not spending the rest of your life after they tried to, because, I mean, think about the conviction rate of these situations, especially when it comes to RICO, you know what I'm saying? Racketeering, sex trafficking, it's very hard to get out of that once the feds have what they feel is concrete evidence, and they dropped the ball on this one. They truly did. The sentencing hasn't happened yet, so for the people that think that Diddy's coming home, you still have to wait for sentencing and wait for what they have decided for his fate. I do believe that after all of this is said and done and they do get to sentencing, we will see that he's not going to spend that much time at all, if any. I know the judge denied his bail right after everything happened, which I don't know if that's a good sign or bad sign. You know what I'm saying? They could have been doing it off technicality just based off the case. The prosecution, when they heard Diddy's defense say that he should be able to go home the same day as that verdict, the prosecution stood up and said, no, absolutely not. Given the severity of the case and what surrounded the case, there's still a danger. Also, not only did I believe it was Jane Doe's lawyer, but Cassie's lawyer also sent out a letter, email to the judge to plead to the judge not to let Diddy out because it is a risk to their safety. That's interesting to me, seeing as, you know, I don't see too much of Diddy getting out and immediately going after people that did him wrong. It'd probably be the dumbest thing Diddy has ever did in his life, but who knows? You never put anything past anybody. But before we get to all of that, because we got a lot to talk about, I do want to get through this section here with Corey and Tyler Perry. Now, this is very interesting to me how this went down. I bring this up specifically because of how many people be thinking that I'll just be sitting here saying a bunch of stuff or trying to like tear Corey down or just always trying to point out and nitpick bad things. But you got to understand, he is somebody who has professed himself to be a speaker for the people and somebody who is trying to teach people things or try to, you know, put people on game to certain things and let them know about the industry and Hollywood and how certain things go and, you know, what you got to watch for. But then on the other hand, we'll sit up there and basically beg for a job from Hollywood. And it doesn't matter if it's Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry is a part of Hollywood, and he clearly engages, allegedly, in things that Hollywood engages in just based off of things that people have brought forth, especially with this new lawsuit, the messages that came forward. Tyler, of course, has denied the sexual abuse allegations, sexual assault, harassment. He's denied that, but he did not deny the validity of the text messages that were brought forth to the public. So you gotta ask yourself about what he is into behind closed doors, especially somebody who has continuously used, you know, the church and gospel and God as a vocal point and as a primary source of, you know, revenue from basically his plays, his movies, his TV shows. They're centered around God, and not that I'm not trying to say that, you know, he was somebody that preached against homosexuality and things like that, but you got to ask yourself about how certain things happen out here and what he has participated in and contributed with when it comes to, you know, the Hollywood game. Also, that's not me trying to say that he has been some wild sexual abuse perpetrator. I don't think that that's the case. I just think that he likes to toy with male bottom. And if that's what he's into, that's what he's into. I mean, what can you really do about that? Do I believe this guy that has alleged that Tyler Perry has done X, Y, and Z to him? No, I don't believe that. I think that he was very complacent. As a matter of fact, judging by the messages back and forth, you would say that he was very complacent and that it seemed almost as though it was set in stone from him from the beginning to try to put that man on Front Street. I think that this was a plot all along. I think that this was something where if he knew he got enough, he got as close as he could to Tyler, that he can probably use something against him, which would be, oh, you know, he made sexual advances towards me. And if he was very stale when it came to responses, like, bro, trust me, I'm telling you, you can tell when somebody has a hidden agenda. And that's when they don't immediately disregard or immediately push back on something that would be uncomfortable or something that they weren't into. So if he would have off bat told Tyler, hey, you know, I definitely want to work with you. I think it would be great for me in my career, but I'm not into all that. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that. And respectfully, I'd have to, you know, decline these advances because I don't swing that way. But I have a lot of respect for you, and I definitely hope that it doesn't affect me being able to work because I'm an actor and I'm trying to act and I'm trying to build my acting career. I mean, there's ways to go about things, especially if you weren't into it or you weren't trying to be a part of that. This guy clearly was playing the line just enough to continue to have Tyler say things to him that could be deemed inappropriate or look like Tyler was trying to get him to, you know, engage in sexual acts to keep his job, basically. And it's funny because he tried to joke in one of those text messages, oh, if it lands me a job or something along the lines of, you know, if I'll do this, if, you know, if it gets me a job. Oh, I'm just kidding. But there's, you know, there's always something real hidden within every joke. And if you say that to somebody, especially your employer, I don't care if you put a JK at the end or say, oh, I'm just playing. Oh, I'm not. You don't joke like that with your employer who is already shooting his shot at you, basically. you don't say shit like that. Be more aware. But anyway, let's get to it. And sorry if my screen glitches and whatnot. I'm trying to keep it cool. So Corey went on the 5150 show, and it's crazy because for the entire first half of the show, he basically was talking about Backdooria and also shined a light on the music industry and how Backdooria the music industry is, because he says if you went far in the industry with music, you have Backdooria roots to you. Now, like I said, this in itself is a way to try to manipulate the people into believing that you have to do sexual favors to be put on. Now, I'm bringing this up for a reason, because for somebody who feels this way, it's crazy how he continues to ask for Hollywood's acceptance or try to ask for some type of job from Hollywood. If you know that that's how they get down, if you know that you yourself can't make it far, just like anybody else you assume can't make it far without having to do some butt play shit, if you feel that way, what is it that still brings you to the point to desire wanting to be a part of Hollywood? He would, and that's the thing. You hold it with the music industry, but you revere some of the legends in the music industry. Do you think that all the Backdooria in the music industry started in the early 2000s? Or do you think that stuff was already happening? I don't know. It's amazing to me, the logic, and a lot of people kind of follow behind that without, you know, second guessing. You know, I see some people that push back sometimes in the chat and whatnot, or I see, you know, a few comments, but for the most part, people run with the narratives that this guy presents. And I think my biggest gripe with this whole thing is the fact that he can't stand on one thing because he will contradict himself with another. So you sit on the show for X amount of minutes talking about Backdooria and music and the industry and all types of shit, only to turn around and to speak about Tyler Perry like this.
See, I didn't talk about Tyler Perry. I didn't really talk about Puffy. It's some stuff I'd be like, okay, let me see what happened with this. Cause I don't want to be one of them people who say this about somebody and then have to eat crow later on.
Right.
Bullshit. And I have to stop it so quickly because this has happened several times over the years with this guy. There's another reason why you won't speak on them. I don't know if it's fear. I don't know if it's because you would like to keep an open rapport with these people. I don't know if it's because you just want to try to hit a lick off these people or want them to try to accept you in their circles or, you know, some type of lucrative outcome with these individuals. But there's been several times where you jumped out the window to say certain things about people without any real evidence, just hearsay, and have run with it for years. But then when it comes to Tyler Perry or Diddy or Kevin Hart or any of these other people that you've worked with or have some type of rapport with, then there's some questions in between.
Right. Let me give you some examples. There was something going on when we had that discussion about Chris Webber.
Right.
I didn't say much about Chris Webber. I talked about fucking people's wives.
Right.
Then people were saying Corey said something about Chris Webber.
Right.
And I didn't really say nothing about Chris Webber like that except giving praise because I only know Chris Webber from hooping. And I used to hoop, so I look up to them guys. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But Chris Webber never said I didn't fuck that nigga wife.
Right.
There's things in the news about Tyler Perry. I want to tell Tyler Perry this. I would love to come work for you, Tyler Perry. I would love to. Every time I worked for Tyler Perry, I never had any issues. Craig, Darlene, why do you think I didn't have no issues with Tyler Perry?
Because he knows you're not.
Thank you.
Which direction you're going.
Thank you, Tyler Perry. I can send your studios in a different direction. I have great ideas. Let's sit down and talk, brother.
That's so wild to me. I can't even lie to you. That's extremely wild to me to like say that because that kind of proves that his theory about Hollywood is sort of a lie. And it proves people like Donnell Rawlings right when he says, and that's the reason why they got into it. As wrong as Donnell is, now please take my word for it. I believe Donnell was wrong. Donnell believes that he was wrong that day. He should not have cut off Corey's set, interrupted it. You never do that. A comedian's never supposed to heckle another comedian. We got that point. He was wrong there. But the reason it happened was because Corey was talking about if you did X amount of movies or if you did this in Hollywood, that means you have to take it in the back door. And Donnell's whole argument is, no, you don't have to. Because I know several entertainers, comedians, whoever, actors who don't engage in any of that and are extremely successful. But by Corey's narrative, you can't be that successful without it. So imagine him stepping in rooms and doing things with people and just coming out unscathed, untouched, unbackdoored after working with Tyler Perry and then turning around and seeing a situation like this. He didn't try you because he knew you weren't about that. He knew that you would probably call it out right away. You know, they go for the people who aren't going to be so vocal about this in the beginning. They test the waters. They don't fully dive in right away. They see if it's cool first. They test you in certain ways. But if you carry yourself in a certain way, you won't have to go through that. Also, now, not only did it prove some of it to be a lie, but it also proved some of it to be true. Follow me. You can be in a position like he was working with Tyler Perry without having to do backdoory shit. But also, Tyler has not called Corey since. A testament to if you aren't going to get down or do certain things like that, hey, we don't need you around. So it also proved him to be right as well. The right part is there are people in the industry that will try to test you, that will try you, that will try to put you in a position figuratively and literally to move forward in the business. But also, you don't have to partake in the shit to be able to work in Hollywood. He just doesn't need to look for Tyler Perry to be the one to throw him the lick. There could be other people out here who don't subscribe to that. Hit up Ryan Coogler, man. Ryan Coogler should have had Corey on his radar to do some shit with him. Should have had him. And I think that's who he should be reaching out to. You reaching out to Tyler Perry, you trying to, you know, still be in good standing with people like Kevin Hart. Reach out to somebody who don't play those games and is out here winning and who cares about Black entertainers and Black presentation and knows the value of certain actors. Like, he will go for somebody like a Jonathan Majors who was out here, who had a lot of shit against him, who had the industry against him. They was trying to bury that man. Ryan Coogler said, no, this man is a great actor. This man is a great talent. I'm going to make sure to work with somebody who I know is worth it. Put your eggs in the right baskets. Tyler Perry doesn't want anything to do with Corey Holcomb because a lot of Tyler's relationships are with the community that Corey hates so much. And also, he probably has friendships with people who Corey has talked crazy about, i.e., a certain example, Tiffany Haddish. Tyler Perry he loves Tiffany Haddish. That's one of his favorite actresses, favorite people in the world. They probably talk on a frequent basis. Do you think Tyler Perry, this is another reason why this man should watch some of the things he says. You can't be the guy that's unapologetic about the things you say and then turn around and try to ask for people's hand to give you some type of job in the industry, forgetting about the relationships at hand. It don't make sense. But let's keep going.
OG now, goddammit, I'm with the program. You say you made all these millionaires. I know you ain't lying. I know everybody think that the famous actors and actresses got cake. They ain't got no money. Tyler Perry probably paid them motherfuckers fairly. I don't know everything that happened with the other shit. I saw some emails that made me be like, if I was alone with Tyler Perry and knew him like homie to homie, I'd be like, nigga, you can't holler at them niggas like that. But I'm just saying, I could be around certain people because I'm not finna, what? Ain't nobody finna take shit from me. Because people don't really have to take shit. They offer shit. Let me explain something to you, man. That movie Sinners.
Speaking of Ryan
If you
Coogler,
know anything about it, you had to invite them in your house for them to begin destroying your ass. Right. We know that, right?
That's kind of ironic he brought up Sinners during this segment, but didn't actually think of reaching out to Ryan Coogler for anything. And I'm sure it'd be very easy to get in touch with Ryan Coogler being Corey Holcomb. I'm just saying.
Real shit.
You have to, that's just a movie. You have to invite the devil in. I'm talking about with most situations. Sometimes bad shit happen. You didn't see it coming. You know, a car ran up on the curb or something like that. That might be a bad example, but I'm talking about if you out there living the nightclub life, nightclub shit gonna happen to you. And what you gonna say? You out there in the club.
Right.
You have to, most of the time, you invite the devil in with the shit you do.
I wonder if Tyler Perry reached out to Corey Holcomb and said, hey, do you mind if I come over so we can talk about a movie role, or do you want to come over by my house? Can I fly you to Atlanta so that we can have a conversation about a movie that I'm producing that I think you would be great for, or a TV show? Do you think Corey would say, nah, I can't do that, man. I don't trust meeting you there. Let's meet at your studio or something in Atlanta. Let's meet at your movie production studio, or let's meet somewhere in public. I don't want to meet you. Do you think he'll do that, or do you think he'll show up to Tyler's house, or have Tyler come over to his house if he asks Corey? What do y'all think?
You don't just, the devil got me. That bitch who after Shannon Sharp, that's a fake ass bitch. But I would tell Shannon Sharp, what do you think gonna happen if you paying young whores for pussy? An asshole. You inviting the devil in. I could stand in front of the motherfucking devil. And if he got enough power to take something from me, we gonna see. We gonna see if he could take something from me, whoever this devil may be. But I'm not inviting the devil in. That's why I'm on the outside looking in when it comes to big production shit. Because the devil out there, them people invited the devil in. They invited all this shit. Them motherfuckers, I'm gonna say his name, Puffy on trial. They invited Puffy in their life. I ain't heard nothing about Puffy walking around, grabbing motherfuckers off the street, put them in the van and let's kidnap him and bring him here. Them people coming to Puffy, especially this bitch Cassie, that's a sinner. She's a sinner. Stop acting like these people are victims. These are sinners who was at the club, and the devil was like, ain't you gonna invite me in? And them motherfuckers was like, yeah, because Puffy got that paper. And if you got paper, goddammit, them motherfuckers wanna come in. The shit, fuck it, I'll say it. The shit with Tyler Perry, them motherfuckers wanna come in. Them sinners. Them ain't victims. Innocent people out here. Get the fuck out of here. Them sinners. I could be around the devil, homie. The devil know. I'm gonna have to wrestle that motherfucker right there. That motherfucker is not gonna allow me to do shit. In fact, I don't even want Corey Holcomb around me because I'm uncomfortable with him looking at my lifestyle. That's the whole.
Now, if that's how you feel, what makes you think that Tyler Perry is going to hear you say, hey, Tyler, I can do this, I can do that, and accept you into the fold? Tyler Perry does not need you to help his shows or help his movies or to increase anything. He does that on his own. As a matter of fact, Tyler doesn't actually need anybody. This man goes to Kroger's and finds a nigga at the counter checking out groceries and says, you'll be great for my next TV show. Why a woman doesn't need a man. Come on, come with me. Hop into my Sprinter van. I'll bring you to Neverland Ranch 2.0. We'll make it happen. This nigga be grabbing random ass niggas off the street and be making hit TV shows. He doesn't need Corey Holcomb. This should be happening like clockwork. He has a cult fan base of people that no matter what he drops, they gonna watch it. So I don't even think his criteria for an actor or an actress has anything to do with what you can bring to his show as far as viewership or revenue. I don't think that's a factor to him at all. So, like, to hear these type of things that seem like excuses to me, you still try to hold on to these things that you have about certain backdoory men. You say you can't be around certain people, you can't conversate with certain people, but if that certain backdoory individual got a bag, you'll compromise. Or you might zip up their dress. I don't know.
The whole story with Corey Holcomb in Hollywood, the devil don't want me looking at him. He embarrassed. So when y'all get through, man, somebody said they wanted to get ate by the monster. That's right. That's right.
I wonder, Daddy Bar said Craig wouldn't even put Corey in one of his projects. I wonder what Craig has to say about the Tyler Perry shit. I wonder if he even talked about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't want to have an opinion on this situation while Corey was talking about it. I think mainly because of the fact that his opinion may differ too much from Corey. He would never want to take a job with Tyler Perry knowing that this is how Tyler allegedly gets down. Also, he probably had hella jokes for Tyler, but because Corey wants to be in good standing with Tyler Perry, he probably had to suppress that shit, which is also suppressing Craig's true talent. A lot of people know Craig from Roast Me, from being one of the top roasters on that show. This nigga got hella compilations on the internet of him roasting motherfuckers and just being original in his approach when it comes to roasting. It's like you suppress his talent on this show for the sake of being the top guy, which, I mean, it's not bad, so to speak, but it also is a testament to not wanting to see anybody else shine on the show besides yourself. You never outshine the master, but it's like if you're gonna be on the show every fucking week, you gotta let somebody eat. You gotta let somebody have a chance to do their thing. And I think Craig doesn't get that chance often because he's cut off a lot. And it would sound like he's making subtle statements indirectly towards, Corey often. Like, a lot of people mention that as well. They say, some of the things that Craig says sounds like he's saying it and it relates to Corey, but you just never know how the dynamic would shift if Craig was to say the wrong thing. And of course, Craig doesn't want to have a back and forth with Corey and then have the narrative spew out that Craig is next to fall out with Corey and next thing you know, he's not on the show. They don't want to have that happen.
Dancing with the devil, the shit your grandmama them used to tell you. But now your grandmama out there in the streets. This the new world.
Great grandstud.
Great grandstud. Boy, you stupid to the motherfucker, boy. You stupid to the motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh, it's partial verdict.
Partial verdict,
yeah,
okay.
It's not everything.
Somebody say, I'm inviting back Doria in my life. No, motherfucker, I'm a soldier. I can stand on the battlefield, God damn it. I ain't looking for trouble. I don't want no trouble. But, God damn it, if I'm a soldier, God damn it, I'm going where the soldiers go. But I'm not inviting the devil in my life, not like that. I mean, I'm a man. I do shit that I probably need to stop doing. God damn it. I think about the bitches who be trying to get me to act like they my friend. Corey, come see me. So I stopped paying hoes. Them bitches was like, well, where my money at? I was like, why you didn't say that? Quit acting like you my friend, bitch. You here for the 200. What was that main character name in motherfucking Sinners? The main white boy, the devil.
Oh, the singing one.
That motherfucker was talented than a motherfucker. They say the devil was talented.
He sing, dance.
His name, but yeah.
Them motherfucking white boys was getting down.
It was.
Now, of course, he didn't want to spend too much time on Tyler. But I do want to say, right before he had this conversation engaging in the Tyler Perry combo, he said something at a certain point of this show that was very interesting to me. And it kind of proved my point about how he views certain aspects of the industry, but when it comes to certain people, he will never speak up the same way. Now, Sean Mim, shout out to you for the $4.99 in the super chat. He says, Corey is scared to do like Schultz, Ryan, D-Ray, and Marcus. He claims he F money up, put some up yourself. Yeah, I think if Corey invested in himself, he would see a large return just giving off of this fan base. But I don't know. Maybe something is being worked on behind the scenes that we don't know about. Something big. I don't know. He said he's creating his own website where people could go and, you know, kind of direct to consumer type deal where you can probably sell merch directly, as well as like, you know, specials or comedy clips and shit like that. It's probably like going to be subscription based, which he probably should have been doing. There's no way that 5150 shouldn't have had a Patreon. Joe Budden, when Joe Budden's numbers leaked, and it showed that he made $900,000 a month off of Patreon. It was crazy to know that a lot of money is being like, I'm sure Corey leaves about 50 to 100K on the table every month, just based off of not having some subscription-based platform, giving this to the people for free. And I honestly, there's nothing wrong with giving hard-working people in this space something for free, because, you know, you work hard enough. Bills is already high, groceries is high, gas is high, everything is high right now. You know what I'm saying? Even they're high, smoking all the weed in the world just to try to suppress the anger and depression that they got going on. And to have a show for free on the internet that you can watch every Tuesday that you enjoy is a great thing. But also, you got to understand, all this comes with a price. And if he's solely funding himself through just comedy shows and that end, and leaving all this money on the table when all you have to do is do the same thing you're doing every Tuesday, but on multiple platforms, I mean, you're kind of doing it to yourself at this point. You can't really blame the industry for anything. As a matter of fact, I feel like we'd hear a lot less about the industry and how you got to do certain things to make it in the industry if Corey was utilizing certain platforms and making the money that he is missing out on every month. He wouldn't have to search for validation within Hollywood that he doesn't respect so much. You know what I'm saying? That's just my interpretation of the situation.
Oh, me!
Listen to this.
I'm not gonna be hateful to none of my brothers, but if you have ever nutted in a room with another man, I'm not going nowhere with you. Ain't no vacations and shit. That's a date, nigga.
You a third wheel like a brother.
Right. Yeah. You ain't the third wheel unless you want to be the third wheel, because they want you to be like, fuck it, I want to come in and join you guys.
Now, it's funny, if you've ever nutted in the same room as another man, he ain't going nowhere with you. But if you have the bag, he'll give it a chance. Listen,
Before you say it,
Okay.
Before you say it, I done told y'all the music industry is gate kept by Backdoria. I don't care what the fuck you talking about. I ain't got to say no motherfucking names. I'm telling you, if you were making major moves in music, and I'm talking about major moves, you part of the industry, you probably got Backdoria roots.
Something tells me that is aimed a lot more towards people like Jay-Z. Am I right or am I wrong? Am I a little off? Because if you bring up people who are making major moves in the industry, there's only a few people you can bring up. Jay-Z, Diddy, who else? What other moguls can you really think about in that's making heavily major moves in the music industry right now? Put something in the chat if you know about any. But you can't really point that towards a Diddy because we know what he was into. That man was getting baby gravy rubbed on his areolas. That's clearly gay. I mean, you can't move past that. You can't justify it in any way. You can't try to trick the public into thinking that that's not the case when that is being revealed to society. But you got to think about who he's talking about. Yep, Kanye, Nas. Who else? Who else making major moves in the music industry? Who else are y'all thinking of? Drake. Drake is one of them. We can't skip past Drake. He's not just an artist. That man has his hand in the industry in ways that y'all don't even know. Money Mark said, I think LL Cool J was at the forefront of his mind in this instance. Oh, LL Cool J. What makes you bring up LL? Now, I say this because, or I'm asking this because, you know, to the average standard mind of knowledge when it comes to hip hop and when it comes to certain artists, if you bring up LL, nobody's gonna think of anything besides LL being a man's man and a ladies' man at that. Pause. No diddling. So you also understand too that sometimes often is the case when niggas are perceived to be the man's man and then turn around and find out they do some, you know, backdoory shit. We also kind of realized that when it came to people like Will Smith. Let's see, Tocham said 50, Ross, Busta Rhymes, Kendrick. I was gonna say Kendrick, and I know of course people are like, well, you think Kendrick won the battle and you against Drake and OVO. Yeah, fuck OB hoes. I don't have no problem with Drake at all. I still think Drake is a great artist. I'm gonna be listening to his new album when it comes out. But Kendrick makes major moves as an artist and not so much as like an entity. So like where Drake is like the ambassador of one of the biggest sports gambling platforms, Stake, or him being a part of the World Cup, being an ambassador over there, being an ambassador for the Toronto Raptors, or you know what I'm saying? He's taking on these certain major titles. Same with Jay-Z, same with Nas, same with Kanye when it comes to Adidas and all this other stuff. These people have done these ambassador type overlord ass titles that they have in business. I haven't seen Kendrick really do the same thing above endorsements. You know, he does have his own, you know, he has PG Lang, which is, you know, basically a label, an entity in that sense, but what artist doesn't have a label, you know? I don't see Kendrick being I don't think he's at the same level as a Jay-Z or a Drake in that sense when it comes to the specific subject that we're talking about. Money Mark said they were talking about the Rock the Bells Festival. Oh, okay. Ice Jones said Beyonce, Diddy, anybody you see in commercials too much, they have a mentor non-black. Tocham said Master P. I wouldn't even put Master P in there because Master P has so many businesses that he's tried to get off the ground, and I think that was more so just his hustle and not so much so of his connection to the industry. If that was the case, Master P would be a billionaire today. Master P would be a billionaire with all the stuff that he's put himself in. The industry, when they want you to be somebody that takes hold of certain things and wants to put you in position of power, they're not gonna allow you to fail. They're not gonna allow you to do everything on your own. Master P seems like he's doing a lot of that shit on his own, and you can tell by the names of his cereals and noodles. HM3 says Corey purposely misinterprets shit to paint everybody that don't F with him gay. Yes, that's very, very true. BSH says Backdorians equal Godfrey equal Nigerian tether. Yeah, I don't even know where the Godfrey thing came from. We're not even talking about Godfrey. Still Lee said Nas being an owner in Hennessy. Okay. What up, Trey? Daddy Bar said Eminem. Eminem be silently winning in the background, like without having to drop so much music or be in the public eye. I think that's also a privilege of being a goated white rapper, where you can literally drop an album out of nowhere and everybody that has been your core fan base is going to listen, and then you can go on tour and, you know, he can do arenas and stadiums without having to really be out here dropping a lot of music. So that, you know, that goes to that. Uh, BSH said this must be a tether room for DNC devils. What are we talking about? See, there is a demographic of brainwashed individuals who take buzzwords from the internet and like use them religiously as a way to like, kind of feel accepted or just kind of like feel in. Like they want to be in the in crowd. So they like say like random shit, like calling people tethers who aren't tethers. I don't even know where he got that from. I truly don't even know why he's even saying it. I mean, this guy brought up Godfrey, and Godfrey hasn't even been mentioned today at all. He's not even in the title. He's not even in today's discussion. So I don't know where Godfrey came from. But you have people who are like brainwashed, and it's so obvious by what they decide to bring up or what they say, and it's sad, man. It's sad. At the end of the day, it's sad. Like people don't have a mind of their own. They can't formulate their own opinions. They can't think for themselves. It's sad to see the type of things that people go out to say for no reason. It's sad, man. Get a mind of your own. That's all I'm saying. All right. But anyway, and I mean, as we continue to talk about powerful entities, to get away from this subject, Diddy, of course, the updated trial. The verdict came in yesterday, and he was found not guilty on count 1 of racketeering conspiracy, count 2 of sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. He was not guilty of sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion on count 4. He was found guilty on 2 charges of count 3, transportation to engage in prostitution, and count 5 of transportation engaged in prostitution. Like I said before, even though he was found guilty on 2 out of 5, the fact that he was found guilty out of 2 of 5, in my opinion, means he beats the feds. When you have a RICO charge against you, and we spoke about this before on this platform, if you have a RICO charge against you, please understand that it is very hard to get out of that. It's very hard to get out of that. I personally believe that Diddy should have at least sat down for about 15, 20. I personally believe that. And the reason why I believe that is because this man clearly was a menace. I don't care. It has nothing to do with the freak offs either. I think there's a lot of stuff that we don't know about. We only heard so much of things that Diddy has partook in. I know there's a lot of people that was silent because those are the people that experienced the more heinous and more, I guess, more violent side of Diddy. Monique said your volume is super low today. Please help me, somebody. Is my volume low? Can y'all hear me? Am I good? I need to know. I want to make sure that my voice is loud enough. But anyway, I think 50 should. I said 50. I think Diddy should have sat down for a little while. That's just my opinion. Once again, just like the R. Kelly situation, not that they equate to each other, but just the simple fact that I am not going to be the guy that's like, trying to protect a black man just because he's black. If you really was involved in some fuck shit and you was out here partaking in trying to, tear other people down or abuse other people, it is what it is. You made a choice. And just because you black don't mean I got to hope that you be released from the feds when you decided to do certain things like that. That's all that is. Oh, maybe it's because his fan is on. I got a fan on right now because it is hot in bitch. But yeah, he said it sounds like I'm streaming it. Hold on, let me see. Hey, you guys. Sorry.
Let's see. Is this better?
Oh, shit. I think I figured it out. I think I figured it out, guys. I figured it out. I was speaking through my camera mic this entire time. Is this better? Is this better? There we go. There we go. Ah. See? See? Why y'all leave me in the dust like that, huh? Why y'all leave me in the dust like that? Why y'all hear me sounding like I'm speaking from a porta potty the whole time without saying nothing? See, I said this in the beginning of the show. I said, let me know about my volume. Let me know. Man, you know what, mother? If everybody's face could show up in the chat right now, I slap every single last one of y'all. How the hell y'all gonna have me do this for a whole 50 goddamn minutes? Where my belt at? Where my goddamn belt? Where my belt? Man, I'm about, hey, you know what? Go the fuck outside and get a switch. Every single last goddamn one of y'all. Go get a switch. Go get a switch. And I don't want to see none of y'all grabbing the little shit up off that little ass tree. And no. That motherfucker gotta be 2 finger lengths long and in girth. Pause. Fuck y'all talking about? Now, anyway. Anyway, I'll stall y'all out this time. Don't ever do that again. Don't do this to me again. Now, I want to bring up Mark Agnifilo because he had a statement after everything ended up the way that it ended up. We're going to play some of this. It's 10 minutes long, but I'm not going to play the whole thing. Here it is right here of his statements outside the courtroom after the verdict was read. Listen here.
Bail denied. Let's listen into it live.
Victory for Sean Combs. It's a great victory for the jury system. You saw that the Southern District of New York prosecutors came at him with all that they had. They're not stopping, but one thing stands between all of us and a prison, and that is a jury of 12 citizens. And we had a wonderful jury. They listened to every word, and they got the situation right, or certainly right enough. They acquitted him of the sex trafficking, which he was absolutely innocent of. They acquitted him of the racketeering conspiracy that he was absolutely innocent of, and all of the components to it. The kidnapping, he was innocent of that. The arson, he was innocent of that. The obstructing justice, he was innocent of that. And that is no longer just me saying that. That is the verdict of our jury. So today's a great day. Today is a win. Today is a victory of all victories for Sean Combs and our legal team. And I want to say one thing. There are very few people around whom a legal team could coalesce and become one. And Sean Combs is that person, and we are all blessed to be part of it. And I am now done speaking to you, and I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Garagos.
All right, I first want to thank my client, Sean Combs, for trusting us, myself and everybody here, this incredible dream team that he put together. Without him, we would not have been able to do this. He is incredible, and I want to thank him. I want to thank the jury for putting such great care into this case. They came early every single day, and I want to thank them, as I said in my opening, standing between all of us and the drastic consequences of the criminal convictions of sex trafficking. And RICO is a jury of our peers, and I thank them. I want to thank the judge, and I want to thank, despite the terrible conditions at the MDC, I want to thank the good people who worked there, who ensured that we had sufficient amount of time to prepare for trial. It is extremely difficult to prepare for a federal case in the conditions at the MDC, and they did everything they could to make that happen.
I think this is the one, the lawyer that everybody said was really composed, and it was really easy for her to kind of get certain answers and certain reactions out of the people she was cross-examining because of her demeanor. She didn't come off as, accusal, or like she wasn't trying to, attack, Cassie or Jane Doe or anybody that took the stand or testified. She was very calm. She was very, collected, and was very good at kind of leading them in the way of kind of almost telling on themselves in a way. So I mean, Diddy had a crazy defense team. I will say the biggest reason as to why this is the outcome is because of how the prosecution stayed on certain things that had nothing to do with the charges at hand. I think if they overshot their charges. I think if they would have got him on, some type of abuse charges, the hotel video would have stood. If you would have got him for arson and all the other stuff that they could prove because of the relationship between Cassie, Diddy, and Kid Cudi, that would have stuck. A lot of the things that was being presented in court, I don't understand why they didn't bring charges of that to Diddy and at least stick something on him that would have guaranteed him about 15 years in prison, but they stuck the racketeering and sex trafficking on him, and those were the things that ended up being the ultimate miss, so to speak. So I mean, people are gonna sit there and use, and that's part of the reason why I feel like they did it. They did it the way that they did, because the public perception of Diddy is always going to be altered because of what everybody knows now from the trial. So, for instance, like I was saying last night on 3Gs, I was somebody who is following, the trial a little bit and hearing certain things and, realizing where the case is going and how certain things were falling apart. You get the average mind who just hears the sound bites or reads the headlines and has seen the Cassie video, who believe that Diddy just got away with murder, basically, but not realizing that the video of him beating on Cassie is not part of the charges that is being presented against him, which is unfortunate, because then you have somebody getting away with something like that. But at the same time, clearly it wasn't a focus point for them to want to charge him for that. So it inevitably looked like, okay, we can't even consider that in our decision making as jurors, because that's not part of what he's being charged for. You can't just say Diddy is guilty of sex trafficking because you saw a video of him abusing Cassie. You can't. It's not logical. So clearly it looked a certain way to not just, certain parts of the public, but to the jury as well. And like I said, sentencing is still on the way. Diddy's not free. He didn't necessarily fully beat the feds. He beat serious charges, like I said, which to me is beating the feds in a way, but he still has sentencing, and we got to wait for that to happen. Let's listen to some more of this stuff.
I want to thank them. I also have been saying this since the beginning of this case. Sean Combs has not sexually assaulted anybody. I've been saying this for months. We've said it with each lawsuit that came out, and today that was proven true. The media got it wrong about Sean Combs every single day for nearly 2 years. I ask that for every time you guys see a civil lawsuit, criminal complaints or criminal indictments, you actually take a look and analyze these and see whether or not these are actually going to stand up in a court of law, because today they did not. He has not sexually assaulted anybody, certainly hasn't sex trafficked anybody, and the jury found that today. Thank you. I am now going to pass this over to Mr. Steele.
Good evening. Good evening. I want to thank the ladies and gentlemen to my right and my left. They're not.
Let it be known that this nigga's 2 for 2. All right? This man right here is 2 for 2. He got Young Thug out of the system, and now he got Diddy escaping some of the most serious charges that could have landed that man a lifetime in prison. This nigga still is an incredible defense lawyer. It is what it is. You got to call it how you see it. Regardless if you feel like Diddy should be locked up or not, if you was ever in a situation where you needed an amazing defense lawyer, call on this nigga right here. I'm going to put my money on YSL Steel.
A better group of honest and ethical, hardworking and zealous lawyers, and I especially wish to thank Mark and Tenny for allowing me and everyone else to come together. On behalf of my family, myself, I wish to thank you all for being here and writing truthfully about a man wrongly charged with most of the crimes, and that we all must remember that allegations are nothing. And I'd like to thank Sean for letting me be here. Thank you all. God bless you.
What did your client want to say when he raised his hand?
Thankfully, in our country, we have a right to a jury trial. And thankfully, Mr. Combs took that right. He actually battled for his freedom, for his innocence. He did it. And a lot of times, you know, people are too afraid to do it. And he did it, and we're so happy that he did. We're proud of him. We are completely honored that he put his faith and his trust in us to fight for him. Today is a major win to show what the system can do. We appreciate and we're so thankful to the jury. Thank you to the court. Thank you, New York. It's been a pleasure being here and fighting in your district. Thank you so much. And listen, we appreciate the media. We do. There was a lot of reporting on the accusations. There was a lot of reporting on the indictment. Please report just as vigorously on the acquittal of these counts, please, because that's also the right thing to do. Thank you.
Absolutely right. Because too often the media allows the narrative to spread, and not just the media, but y'all got to understand, it's not even certain media outlets. Like they have to make sure they got a gold check mark and some support behind their platforms to be able to get their posts to be the ones that spread the information. But a lot of the times it's other accounts, it's other independent media accounts that their posts go viral. Or not even, it doesn't even have to be independent media outlets. It could be random Twitter accounts that just got motion on Twitter because they speak on damn near every popular instance that happens in pop culture or whatever the case may be. A lot of the times these people allow these narratives to be spread. They report so much on the things that they find out through the media and through different sources and different outlets, but they rarely get the final word or the final say about what happened in the media circulating the way that they got the narrative circulating. So for them to bring up the facts, it's hard for them to do that when you over sensationalize the bullshit. And it also, even if they did report on this type of shit, it's not going to be as loud because people were so set on Diddy being a monster, Diddy being this, Diddy being, you know, an abuser, and the narrative about him in the freak-offs. People already have this idea about him. So it's going to be hard to shift public opinion when people are already set. And that's truly how it is. Let's see, Extraordinary said Diddy about to be extra zesty in the streets now that he's been outed. I don't know. I said if I was Diddy, I'd immediately, as soon as I get set free, I'm having the biggest freak off in American history. Y'all already know how I get down. I don't need to hide it no more. I ain't got to be ashamed of it no more. People already going to associate me as the freak off king when they see me. I'm not going to escape the narrative. Might as well be full-fledged with it. Might as well go hard. Have a freak off every week for 2 months when you get out. Make a Patreon and post a video. Do you, bruh, Diddy, if you want to recoup some of the losses, my guy, if you want to recoup some of the losses that you took while being incarcerated and having to go through this entire trial, the way that you will recoup this money the quickest is not through music, It's not gonna be through Revolt. He's not even the owner of Revolt anymore. It's not gonna be through any of your ownerships with any companies because those things have sailed now. What you need to do is now, because now there's gonna be a lot of women and a lot of punishers who are dying to be a part of a freak off now. If Diddy was to advertise, say, hey, I'm about to have another freak off, everybody's invited, I'm not paying nobody. You would just be involved in this freak off. I'm going to be videotaping it. We're going to be posting on my Patreon, and you got to pay $10 to $20 for a subscription if you want to see how these freak offs get down. You get to see how I get down, and you're going to see all this shit. Diddy would make upwards to $10 million within the first month. I promise you. Just be out and about with it, man. Be out and proud, man. We already know you like to get baby gravy rubbed on them areolas. You might as well go ahead and be full-fledged with it, brother. Straight up. Let me hear some more of this so we can move on.
Oh, sure. Good afternoon, good afternoon. So, first of all, I want to thank this wonderful team behind me. I am so happy that they allowed me to join it. I would like to say that I've done a lot of trials, but this is probably the most special one to me. And most important, I want everyone to know the job is not done yet. We're not finished. The job is not done yet. And so I want to, again, thank Mark, Tenny, and the rest of these wonderful lawyers behind us. They did a fantastic job. And like those before me have said, our system, the jury system, is important. We need good people to serve on juries. We need good people to come and say a person is not guilty. Take that courage to do that.
Sidebar. Hey, shout out to that nigga. I forgot his name. But I just want to say this. This is totally off subject, but you ever met somebody and like been around them for a little bit and you realize, man, you kind of like, you might attract some type of bad juju, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I want to hang out with you necessarily. Like, you might be the type of person that might attract law enforcement if we was to go and do some shit that we shouldn't be doing. I might not want to hang out with you. I just got a text message from somebody who I know who asked, hey man, you trying to take a road trip to so-and-so, get some real Zaza and bring it back out here? I would, but I don't think that you are necessarily the person I want to go do that with, because you might be somebody that might attract the federales. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to skip on that trip. I'm going to go ahead and skip on that. Go ahead and do that yourself and let me know how it goes. I just wanted to say that because it kind of baffles my mind sometimes, you know. Some people just don't know how to... And, you know what? Not even this guy in particular. You know what I'm saying? This the homie. But at the same time, I'm not finna go on a random road trip and then try to come back with some other stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then be like, damn, see, I knew I should have trusted my intuition, and I should have never rode out here with you niggas. I knew it was a bad idea. Somehow I still went for it. So I just want to randomly say that. Anyway,
it's okay. We want you to serve on juries. This particular jury was a special jury. It was fantastic. It listened. It paid attention. It put the nonsense to the side. It put the distraction to the side, and came to a lawfully good, just conclusion. Juries are important. Juries are important. But more important than that, I think, is people wanting to be on juries. So for all of you all listening, for all you out there in the public, please accept the call, become a juror, and do the right thing. Thank you very much.
You sure?
Yeah.
If you think God had anything to do with setting Diddy free, you got another thing coming, brother. I'm sorry, but like, we be thinking that God be involved with certain instances. Sometimes God be putting you through certain things to, you know, like my man said earlier, to give you a wake-up call and be like, hey man, you shouldn't be doing this shit. But then you have people who clearly have enough resources and enough money and enough connections to get themselves out of certain situations. I don't think God was too much involved in this process. I think Diddy had the funds, he had the connections, and he had the right system in play, the right defense in play, you know?
It is such a privilege to be a part of this legal team, this amazing legal team, and to represent Sean Combs. And this is a reminder to everyone, I hope, about the flaws in the criminal justice system, and for everyone to take a second look when the government charges people with crimes, and especially when the Southern District of New York does here. And so I hope everyone takes that seriously. And we take this as an enormous victory and win. This is a huge win. He was acquitted of sex trafficking, acquitted of RICO conspiracy, and he will be able to sleep well at night knowing that. Okay, thank you to everyone. I appreciate you. What did you think about the
You said Epstein had money, it didn't help him. You also have to remember who Epstein was connected to. That man had the drop on a lot of powerful people. So once again, it didn't matter how much money he had when you have the lives of other people's dangling in your hands. you inevitably are going to end up in your cell hanging from a sheet. You feel me? So I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Jason, guys, can any of you share what Mr.
Well, I want to start just by thanking my family and the families of each of the lawyers here for giving us the space and the time to serve Sean and to fight for Sean. I want to thank the court for giving us a fair fight. And you see what happens when you have a good defense team come together in front of a court that gives the defense team a fair fight. And finally, I just want to thank Sean for giving me the honor and the privilege of serving him. Thank you.
He might have been in one of them freak offs, nigga. I don't know. His mannerisms let me know he might have been drenched in some baby oil. Extraordinary said nobody talking about how he was making illegal calls to witnesses in the beginning. SMH, hope the judge remembers. Yeah, well, we'll see if that's in consideration for the sentencing. Joe Blast said they all out here celebrating while he's still sitting inside. Yeah, he's still sitting down right now, and his fate is still in the judge's hands of what they want to bring down on him. They probably don't want to do too much celebrating and make a judge feel like he has to make an example out of Diddy if they want to see him free anytime soon. I don't know. We'll see. Trey979 said, what happened to the 10,000 confiscated bottles? Does Diddy get them returned? Yep, they got to return every last drop of baby oil that they confiscated from his crib. That's a lot of baby oil, and I bet you it's going to be used too. Diddy going to sit in a room full of all his returned baby bottles and just weep and hug them all. So, I'm glad I got you back, my precious. My precious. He going to be like Schmeagol.
My baby bottles. My baby bottles. My precious. My precious baby bottles. I'm so glad I got you back. I'm about to fuck the shit out of every last bitch in my Rolodex.
How am I this good at fucking? I don't know what the fuck. I don't know how I be doing that. You see how I tried it at first, and I was like, wait, that don't sound like Schmeagol. You got to turn it up a little bit, and then Schmeagol came out of nowhere. I don't know what that is, man. That's kind of creepy. It's kind of scary. I don't know how I'll be doing that shit. What the fuck? Anyway, let's keep going. Some people have some things to say. One of the things, though, that really pissed me off yesterday is the people who stood outside the courtroom and started dousing themselves with baby oil. I didn't understand this move. I truly didn't understand this move. This is kind of disturbing. All right. Yeah, no, we're not. Yeah, no. Sorry. We're not doing that. Clearly, people decided to throw baby oil everywhere. And this right here was like exactly, I'm talking about spitting image of that Boondocks episode with R. Kelly. I couldn't even tell you how accurate the Boondocks has been over the years. It's actually insane. The Boondocks is our Simpsons. The way the Simpsons have predicted major things in society in like it's just over the years is the same way the Boondocks has done for black culture and just black people in general. It's quite amazing. But it's also very, very disturbing and very sad to see that we would live out certain things that we know looks crazy to the public, but for some reason in the moment feel justified to do so. And then, I see like, oh, we should bring back the Boondocks. Nah, man, we can't do that. We can't do that, or else we'll have 20, 30 more years of the fuckery. I can't stress it enough. We're gonna have about 30 more years of the fuckery. I don't want to do it. But we had a few people react to this. I'm gonna play a few of these, and then I gotta get out of here because I gotta handle some business. So we're gonna listen to first Judge Mathis, who spoke on this instance. Listen up.
By now, you know that Sean Diddy Combs has been convicted of interstate transportation of prostitutes, two counts, and has been denied bail. Although I really am concerned about the assaults against the women, particularly disrespecting black women as such, we must go with what he has been convicted of and respect the jury. And as I had predicted, he should be convicted after hearing and closing arguments of only the 2 counts of interstate transportation of prostitutes. We'll see in the future. Listen to us this next week on the Mathis verdict, as we'll talk about the entire case and the sentencing. The sentencing guideline for a first-time offender is 21 months to 27 months for each count. We'll see whether they're consecutive, whether they're concurrent, or if he deviates from that first-time offender assessment or sentence, if you will. Stay tuned.
All right, Judge Mathis coming in with the judge facts. You got to get in with the judge facts. Who else said something, man? I seen some comments out here that was kind of going a little wild. I seen Lunel had said something about it. Who else said something, man? I want to find that Lunel post though. I'm not gonna lie. Lunel was very mad. She was very mad. Where is it, man? Lunel, where you at? Lunel, where you at? I want to point out Lunel specifically because she clearly has a disdain for Diddy that I want to bring up. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. All right, Lunel said, "So ladies, we're dead in the water. People are cheering for this nasty man. Nobody, and I mean nobody, cares about what men do to women. It's sad as F to me. All his enablers and helpers, they just get to skip away scot-free. Hurry, run, and get your baby oil and let the freak-offs begin again." Yeah. This is and here's the thing too. The sisterhood, man. I'm all about women being supportive of women and protecting women. I'm all for the protection of women in general. But certain things we can't put labels behind when it pertains to certain facts that come out. Like, I don't think Cassie is this, victim who was just being, torn apart by Diddy. I think she was very complacent in a lot of things. I believe Diddy was very wrong in a lot of instances, especially the hotel video we saw, because if he was able to do that in the hotel, imagine what else he could have did. But also, you got to ask yourself, what was Cassie partaking in as well? What was she complacent with? Diddy didn't speak, but I'm telling you right now, if he would have got on the stand to speak on some things, it would have been unrelated to what he was being charged for, which is probably another reason why he couldn't just get on the stand to speak on certain things. But I'm telling you right now, if Diddy had a chance to speak on his life and things that he went through with Cassie, we'd hear some things about Cassie that a lot of people at this point probably wouldn't believe, because of the already preconceived notion that she is a victim. But I'm telling you right now, a lot of the people that came out to say certain things in regard to Cassie, like this right here, this post that I saw on Twitter, this lady, Amber Speaks Up, says, thinking of Cassie, thinking of Jane, thinking of Maya, and or Mia, whatever the fuck, and all the women whose names we'll never hear because they were silenced, paid off, and didn't make it out. You're not invisible. You're not alone. We see you. We remember. I wonder if this person on this account tweeted out the video of Cassie threatening to kill somebody who had a video of her doing the freak-offs. Cassie was sounding like Diddy Jr. on that phone call. And that's us assuming that Diddy talked to people that way. Because I didn't hear nothing in court. I didn't hear no recordings of Diddy's going off threatening to kill nobody. We heard testimony from Kid Cudi. We heard testimony from Cassie, but we didn't hear no video recordings of Diddy going off on nobody and threatening to kill nobody. But for some reason, to me, it sounded like she was being Diddy Jr. It sounded like she took a page right out of his book. I didn't see one person sit there and bring that up and say, hey, you know, I get it. Diddy's wrong with this, but I don't see how this person who is claiming to be a victim could speak like this to somebody else and threaten to take somebody's life if she was so afraid and so complacent with Diddy. I don't know too many people like that in abusive relationships. I don't know too many people who have the courage to threaten to harm somebody who is scared to be harmed. That's the point I'm getting at right there. And I'm only speaking of Cassie specifically because, like I said, I do think that she was very complacent in a lot of this and a willing participant in a lot of this. I'm not saying everything, but in a lot of it. I feel like in a situation where somebody wants to feel like the main one or the most important one, when they don't feel like they are, they will turn spiteful. They will become the type of person that wants to see you be as hurt or more hurt than they are from your actions that you bestowed upon them. It happens a lot. It's called vengeance. It's called vengeance. And that happens. Some people deserve it. Some people don't. I don't know. In this situation, I just think that, you know, the way that they are painting the picture is not very accurate. And I think that's why the verdict ended up being the verdict that it was. There you go. I said it. I said it. Diddy was wrong. Cassie was wrong. Nobody in 5. Also, before I leave, like section, I just want to bring this up. Dave Chappelle slammed DJ Khaled. He said, as a Palestinian, how could you be so quiet right now? And why are you so fat? People are starving. He's the only fat Palestinian on earth right now, which is actually kind of true. I also want to say this. You should never expect a man who doesn't eat coochie to not be a selfish human being. This man professed live on air that he does not go down on women, and he has a wife and a child. Imagine, ladies, imagine having a coochie eatless relationship. You don't get no licks at all. You don't get no oral pleasures. Imagine a relationship like that. What woman would last in a relationship like that? I don't know. I don't know not one woman who would be complacent in a marriage who don't get the box ate. So I'm just saying, a nigga that don't eat cooter muffin, I would not expect him to go out of his way to show support for anybody. That is a selfish nigga. Also, his wife has to be cheating on him, because there has to be nights where she has to like untuck his meat and like inevitably put it in her mouth, because like this is the nigga that is like funding your entire life. So like if he needs to get his wiener schnitzel sucked on, you're gonna do it. It has to hurt to do that, and to like do it in a way that's unappealing, because this man refuses to lose any type of weight. And then you have to lay there after getting busted on by a nigga named DJ Khaled, who is shaped like a love sack. And then you have to sit there after this man busts a successful, satisfying nut and think to yourself, damn, I wish I could get my coochie ate, but he don't like doing that. So now I gotta sit here and let this nigga yam on me until he busts again and then go to sleep. That's all you get out of it? That's all you get out of it? Yeah, nah, she cheating, man. She is cheating. She done found her an eater. I'm telling you, it'd be any nigga. The first nigga to ever approach her and ask her, so when was the last time you got your box ate? She gonna fall in love. A rose, no robotic engineering is going to substitute the feeling of a man passionately eating the box. Now, shout out to my previous situations. You know, it amazes me how some dudes don't do that. You know what I mean? Like you can't find not a woman on earth who would sit there and tell you that I'm not a certified box eating professional. I think that my ability to eat coochie is astounding, and it is probably one of the best things in the world for the recipient. And I'm not just saying that. My exes can vouch for me. A bitch can hate me today. A bitch can be like, I don't fuck with him, he ain't shit. But that nigga had my legs shaking. I ain't gonna lie. How could you not? Especially if you're a man that loves women. How could you not? That's suspect to me. That's suspect to me. I wouldn't be surprised if DJ Khaled was of a certain origin, if you get what I mean. Because I do not, I don't know for the life of me, a nigga that don't want to who loves women. I'm sorry. But shout out to the box eaters, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all keep hope alive. Anyway, I gotta go, man. I'm procrastinating. I'm doing way too much. I gotta get up out of here. GMS fam, the green room. Make sure you hit the like on the way out. Follow me on my socials. I follow everybody back. Thank you to everybody that supported today. If you hit the super chat, I appreciate you. If you hit the Cash App, I appreciate you. You can continue to support the GMS show in a big way by doing all of the above. Thank y'all so much. I gotta get up out of here, man. I gotta go. It's hot as shit in Minnesota. I'm going straight out to the pool when I get back home. I promise you. Fellas, eat the box. Jesus Christ. Do we really even have to tell you? We grown out here, man. And eat the booty too. Stop playing around. Eat the booty. I thought I'd never eat booty in my life, man. Changed my life one day. I said, hey, hold up, man. Hold up now. I thought this was gonna taste a little off. I thought I was gonna get all flatulence. I thought I was gonna taste all turd. I didn't know you could get it that clean. Shout out to the women that keep they shit clean. Now don't just eat all booty. You can't eat all booty. You cannot just go and eat booty willy-nilly. You cannot just do that. Alright? I don't say just to anybody. Nigga, get in there, get with a girl first, you know what I'm saying? Understand that, get her understand her hygiene. If her hygiene not right, don't you go in. But if her hygiene right, she clean herself with him. Oh yeah, eat the butt. Eat the butt. Try to reach the gut. Eat the butt. The GMS is Eat a Booty Gang. Hey, man, hey, shout out to Trick Daddy. Shout out to Trick Daddy. I understand. I overstand. We grown, baby. We grown. Arch that ass up. You see these hands? These hands is made for gripping. Spread that motherfucker out and you go in, nigga. Once you hear that sound, once she start going, where it sounds like she's sitting in a deep freezer butt naked, she start shaking. This bitch sound like a ghost with Down syndrome. When she starts sounding like a ghost with Down syndrome, that's how you know you eating it right. All right, y'all. I'm out. I gotta go. Peace.